Welcome to the OpenJ9 community call for October 5th. If you haven't already, please add your name and company affiliation to the meeting minutes. So I don't see any lightning talk scheduled for today. The next one's on October 12th, I believe. So next week, Peter talking about Vector API. There was the series of test talks, but maybe they're done now. I don't see Len on the call, but I can double check with her later. So I'll open the user raised issues, take a look at that. So there's nothing open in the past week. Is there anything older that anyone wants to discuss? I'm going to skip the download trends. So for 0.28, we have, of course, decided we're not going to ship 0.28. We're just going to ship 0.29. We still have the 0.28 milestone open to track the items for job 17. So the up-to-date summary is there's still 16 pending items, 7 of which are tag blocker. As far as I know, those are all being worked. Don't know that we have anyone on the call to talk to them at the moment. So I'll just keep going. So 0.29 release. There are 7-8 items in the milestone plan as of this morning. There's only one blocker, and there's a fix for that under review. Hopefully that'll come through OMR in the next couple of days. I'd expect pretty much everything else to move out of plan. So ask that everyone to take a look at the milestone and move out what you can, so we can get that as close to 0 as possible and see what we have left to do. Today is supposed to be the start for milestone 2 builds. I believe, Adam, do you want to talk about problems with the milestone 2 builds?
So the Let's Encrypt certificate issue expiring seems to have affected a lot of our build nodes. So when they try and pull the free marker down from the Apache site, that certificate was part of the chain or whatever. So it's failing to pull. So I'm going to try and take it out of the builds because we don't need free marker on all the CMake platforms. The only one we need it on, I think, is the RISC-V. So I might just add a check in there, but I did verify that we are failing to download in the RISC-V build as well. So that's a problem. So we might just have to fix it on those machines, which is a Docker container. So I might just add like an ignore certificate or something like that. I'm not sure yet.
So I could understand we could build RISC-V nightly, but it's not part of the release. Is that something that's included when we're building the release builds? The milestone builds?
We can take it out of the release builds so that we don't have to worry about it yet.
Yeah, that would probably be easiest. We're not even shipping in early access for RISC-V, so.
True. Yeah, I don't actually think I'm building it in the milestones. But yeah, if we take out the free marker, it's going to affect the nightlies.
RISC-V though.
Yeah.
And that sounds like an acceptable compromise for a short period of time.
Right. So taking out the download should be easy enough, and then it's just a matter of will the configure fail if it can't find free marker, or does it know enough that it doesn't need it? I'll have to figure that out.
I'm pretty sure when I built that up, it is smart enough to know that it doesn't need free marker and shouldn't complain.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
So because we're going to restart M2, there's been a couple fixes that went in since I tagged for M2. I think I'm going to tag an M3. We can build that instead. Or, I don't know, maybe an M2A.
Okay.
Maybe we'll call it M2A.
Sure.
Okay, so we're still working towards the October 19th deadline for 029. We expect to get all the OpenJDK security fixes on October 19th and ship Java 8 and 11 starting from October 19th. Java 17 remains to be seen if we can get the remaining issues fixed in time. If we're not ready to ship Java 17, we will create a 029.1 release to ship that at some later time when it's ready. So any fixes don't have to go into the 028 release branches. We need to assess any fixes that are specific, that are needed for Java 17 about their risk to make sure they're not going to regress Java 8 and 11. If there is a risk to some fix, as we get closer to October 19th, we could create the 029.1 branches and start delivering fixes there. Is there anyone to give us an update from Adopt? I think so, not today. Anything else to talk about for machines, Adam?
I didn't update this, but we did get the Mac M1s have arrived at UNB today, this morning. So we're still waiting on a few more power plugs. So there was 8 M1s and 2 regular XMacs. So we're gonna get those online first, and then as many M1s as we can, and then we'll wait for the more power adapters to get the remaining ones on. There was a few more issues with Docker and those new ARch machines, but I think I've solved them all now. So hopefully those are stable. We did put a request in for more disk space, but we're still waiting to hear back if we can get it from the Works on ARM project.
Yeah, so if the machines are working, we could start adding them to additional builds. I did add them to the OMR acceptance build, but we could see, I could add it to 11 as well as 17, and we could see what we can do overnight with the machines that we have.
Okay. Yeah, I think I just did 17 nightly originally.
Yeah, I've added it to weekend builds of 17 and the OMR acceptance, but OMR acceptance runs during the day occasionally whenever there's OMR changes. So I think everything worked last night on AR64.
Good.
I'll add it to 11 and we can see how it goes tonight. If things time out because we don't have machines, we can pull it out. But
okay.
Evan, how's it going for CMake?
Pretty much all quiet there. Nothing really new to report.
So the cross-compiling support, is that completed?
I have it working on my machine. There's some. I want to make sure it works on more setups. But now that we have the risk V build, I'm gonna take a look at making sure that that works there.
Are there any open PRs that you're waiting to get merged?
I don't believe so, but I'll do another round over those to poke whoever is relevant there.
Okay, great, thanks. Marius, do you have an update on JIT server?
No, we're doing okay. Even that last doc PR that was supposed to be merged is merged now. So yeah, we're looking good.
Oh, that came out green, but if anything new I type comes out green. Next meeting.
Microjit is 2 days from now, so it's 8th. No,
7th?
7th, sorry.
Some weird markup mode. I'll see if I can fix it up later. Toby, are you on? Yep. Snapshot and restore.
Yeah, so currently working on adding some new API to modify the environment variables that the JVM knows about at restore. A lot of things that app servers like Liberty need on the restore side, and a lot of that information comes from environment variables. So this is a capability that they will need to properly configure the config at restore time. And yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, thanks. Let's see. Cheng, do you have an update for Panama?
For the FFI down code phase 1, I just finished updating codes against the latest change, API change in Java 17. I'm gonna double check the code in phase 2 and 3 to see what I can do with the struct support in JDK 17 because there's a bunch of API changes out there. And for app code, I already finished the code of encoding the native signature for the app code, but there's need to a little bit optimization against the JS team's suggestion. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thanks. There's this issue about Health Center. Well, if there's anything more to say about that right now. Does anyone have any other business? Okay, thanks everybody. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Right.